Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm going to do this in two parts. I'm waiting for Alan. It sounds like he's going to be about 15 minutes late. So what I wanted to do is go over a couple of to-do items that I had, just requests from you guys in regards to TOS. The first one being the SMA crossovers and scanning for that. Let me share my screen and I'll walk through setting that up. So in the scan tab, and there are a couple of things to point out. I'm scanning in all symbols. I could do all stocks, but I'm also intersecting with those that have weekly options. And I'm excluding those that have upcoming earnings. So what I want to do is I'm going to add a filter, a study filter, and they have some crossovers. And I'm going to do a moving average crossover. So this study, the moving average crossover, where the 8 simple moving average crosses above the 13. And for those of you that are wondering what 8 and 13 and there's 34, those originally from Dennis Prost, and those are actually Fibonacci numbers. I'm not going to go into what those are or why they're used, but they're prevalent in trading and different levels. So we have this simple moving crossover, and it's set to be the daily on the daily chart. So if I scan this, I come up with 4. AMAT, LQD, short the Qs, Veil, which is Mountain, I think is Veil, Western Digital, and Veritex. So if we look at one of these, let's look at AMAT on a daily. Now, my 8 is in dark blue. My 13 is in light blue. And sure enough, here's the light blue and the dark blue crossing over it. Now, these are based on yesterday's closes. So this 8 may revert back down below the 13. If we look at, let's look at the short the Qs. And here's the 8 crossing above this light blue 13. In this chart, we have the parabolic SARS below, meaning it's bullish, which is inverse of the Qs. So as the Qs go down, this SQ goes up. The second study that I was asked about, and actually it's part of the scan as well, is priced from the 20 SMA. And let's get rid of this scan. And let's scan just in Alan's list. You can create a watch list of stocks and just scan those that also have the weekly options and also exclude earnings. And then you can sort based on this column. Is first look at the code, which actually I have it here. If I right click, it'll bring up a menu that's I can edit the source. So this code, I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to go back into my scan tab. I'm going to customize this list of different columns with this year. And there are these custom items. So if I click on one of these, it will bring up this custom box and either put in a condition where you can edit that condition, or the ThinkScript editor. And I'm just going to paste that code and I'm going to give it a name, December 1st. So, and this ThinkScript is basically just another programming language. You can Google it, looking for things. How do I find, for instance, a simple moving average? How do I plot the high and the low for the day? So once I apply that, click OK. Now it's available and I can add that item. Whoops, looks like I already added it. And those should be the same because they're the same script. And then you can sort by clicking on this title to put them in order. Now, the positive ones, this 27%, if we go look at CGC on the daily, and the 20 SMA is my green. So the positive ones, this is 27% below the 20 SMA. The negative ones, Myrna, is actually above the 20 SMA. And it looks like it fell today. Interesting to see if it continues to fall back down to its 20. Even though the parabolic stars are still bullish, the 8 is above the, where's my 13? And what color is my 34? Red. And my 8's still above my 34. So that is how those work. I'm going to get rid of this December. Actually, let me see. Get rid of this December. And it won't let me edit. Well, if you notice, I can't right click on here. It won't bring up the source code here. But it will let you select a custom one and enter it there. But you need the source code from your study. So I hope that helps. I need 2 favors from you guys. One, I have a YouTube channel, which is where these videos come out on. If you're not a subscriber, please do. You get notified when new content is out there. And 2, when I post videos, please like them and share them, or please like them and comment on them. It really helps me knowing that you guys enjoy this content. Secondly, those of you that are using the app, thank you. Continue to use it. I hope it's a valuable tool for you. If you can, go out to the Google Play Store and leave a review. If you're having issues with it, please reach out to me. I'll see what I can do. We had quite a bit of traffic today. Some of you may have had issues connecting. And I apologize for that. I'm gonna think about ways to, if you cannot reach the data, to re-request that data, and hopefully that'll help. So continue to look for updates to the app. Thanks, and let's see what Alan has to say when he joins. Hello, everybody. Welcome. As you know, my name is Brian Dunwoody. This is the Follow the FTM Trading podcast. I want to welcome Alan Asp. I think, speaking for myself, I don't know about Alan, but I'm a little bit dumbfounded over this drop today. I was joking with Alan saying that the operative word is to be nimble. And that's really all you can do in this type of market. Things are moving on a dime. People taking profits when they can. And that may play into it. Alan and I were talking about what caused this sell-off here. And then what further precipitated this drop into the close. I kept saying, I went long here thinking that we're going to turn. I put in a iron butterfly thinking that we were going to hold 454 and we never did. But for those of you that are into patterns, look at this. We have a shoulder, we have a head, and we have another shoulder. This is the quintessential head and shoulder. And basically, the way that you play this is that you draw a neckline right about here. And when this right shoulder forms and breaks that neckline, that's when you go short. But like I said, Alan and I were discussing various things of what precipitated this drop. Sure, the new COVID variant came into the States. There's talk of government shutting down on Friday. There's inflation concerns, which was yesterday. And I think Powell said, yeah, we're going to keep an eye on it. So they're kind of in this balance between tapering quicker, pulling money away from the market or basically taking away the punch bowl and risking events like this. So I don't know what to tell you other than to trade based on the 5-minute. Had you been in the app, it would have signaled here to go long, and I actually made money going long here, and it would have signaled here to go short. Actually, it would have taken away this signal to go long here, which is one short entry, and then here's your second short entry. So, like I said, be nimble, play the 5 minutes, and use the app to track various things. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Alan. I think he's going to talk about a couple different stocks, maybe give his opinion on the market, where we're going to go, and basically how to trade or what to look for. So, Alan?
Yeah, so bring up Visa on the daily today. There you go. So as he's doing this, yeah, go ahead and bring up the bars. Now, for those that have the 5-minute, app, I don't know how you didn't make money today. I did. And the thing is that I'm not overly surprised that the market reversed on us so bad. I mean, I have a couple theories to what's going on out there, but this is a classic thing. So first of all, what you should do, and part of the whole system, is that you really want to be out at 10 o'clock, period. And that's just the way it is. Now, to be honest with you, when you go ahead and look at this is a classic example that you really never had a rule to go ahead and never buy a call on Visa. Now, Visa in general is your number one Dow component, in my opinion. So this kind of gave you a red flag right off the bat. So you look at the first 930, then you go 935, and then basically there's no trade there. It's still within the 5-minute. Then you had a put option, but then it came back. And then you went ahead and basically you had no trade. And then the thing is, it went back short for the rest of the day. Now, it started up $4 up. So how I played things today is that because I knew the first of the month was going to go up 300-400 points, I was actually long several positions. And so it gapped up and I sold in the first 5 minutes. So then I looked for a secondary trade, and then Visa gave a short sell roughly before 11 o'clock. So key numbers you want to go ahead and work on. You don't want to go ahead and miss these things. Basically at 10 o'clock, you want to be sold out, period. It's a very crucial time. If you go to the 10 o'clock, that's 10 o'clock right there. You see that right there? And what happened? If you would have sold right there, that was a secondary high. Can you bring up Google? You'll see the same concept what I'm trying to show. Now, Google lasted a little bit longer, but this Google was a very fascinating trade. Now, again, you notice 10 o'clock was really close to the high, and then you hold. Now, if you go ahead and draw 2 lines at 10 o'clock, you'll see a technique that's really helped me. No, at 10 o'clock though. I'll bring those up. So just do the 10 o'clock 5 minute.
So here's which I wonder.
Yeah, that's 10 o'clock. So bring the green up line there.
Oh, bring this line up.
Yeah, I'm just going to show you how I do this. Yeah, not that one, the one that, there you go. And then bring the red one up. Okay, so what it is you sell at 10 a.m. And then if it goes ahead and it goes up, you see how it kind of held it? And then when it held up, you could have got back in and then sold again at 11. But you see what happened after 11? It was just downhill the whole day. I mean, the thing was up $30. But it's just my rule, and if you do MasterCard, you'll see the same concept, that I do not like to be in a long position after 10 o'clock because the 10 o'clock reversal will always reverse. So if you go to the 10 o'clock, do MasterCard, you'll see what I'm talking about. So MasterCard gapped up huge, but look what happened. It was immediately a short all day.
Right, yeah.
So see that? Now I sold it like 9:33, but that's because I didn't want to lose profits. But you see what happened? Completely opposite the way you would have thought. Complete opposite. If you go ahead and draw your 5 minute line there.
Stop it.
Right
This,
there.
yeah, see like how it broke there? Now, just so you know, what I like, the best time to get into that, you know, so it came back up to the 5 minute low right there.
Yeah.
See what happens is that's your best position ever get into it because you put your stop above that 5 minute low right there.
Right, yeah.
Now, the thing that makes no sense, when I say it makes no sense, is that the thing is that usually stocks like Visa, MasterCard go up with the interest rates go up. But what you ran into is that it did the opposite. Now, I have a theory. What's going on is that people are preparing for the tax increase for next year. And with the infrastructure, that's not going to cost us anything because they're going to tax companies greater. And they may be taking all their profits this year. It's something that we have to consider because what we're seeing is that one of the biggest sell-offs we've seen all year. We have almost a 2,000 point drop. And usually this is a cycle that usually it goes up right now.
Right, yeah, the Christmas rally.
Yeah, the Christmas alley. The month of December is always good. It's always good for Amazon. It's always good for UPS. It's always good for FedEx, and it's always good for ExxonMobil.
Well, Visa and MasterCard, people buying online. So
So why are they tanking? You bring those up in a 1 month chart on MasterCard. Another month, 1 month, yeah.
Huh.
Is that crazy?
yeah.
Since November 17th, it's been a free for all. It's at all-time lows. So yeah. So the key thing is that why I like the app. I set it off as announcements, and the thing is I watch it. I mean, I would have never thought the market to go short today, but the app said to go short. I posted it on there. So why I push the app is because it takes reason out of it. When I was on the New York Stock Exchange floor and JP Morgan Chase, when I was in the trading rooms, I'm like, what are you guys doing with these algorithms? What is it with all these computers? What is going on with it? And the funny thing is that it was all to stock orders. And this is kind of where I've learned from the 5-minute app. It's telling you direction. Yeah, it'd be great to go ahead and be long a stock. But the thing is if you were long Google, you were up $30 and now it's down $18 or whatever. That's a $50 drop. So the key thing is you have to be nimble. You have to get in and out. This is all about making profit. It's not anything else. Period. End of story. That's just the way it is. Stocks that shouldn't even be dropping like they are, like Rite Aid, first time it's hit the 11s. So, it's all been, everything's been just, look at Rite Aid.
Yikes.
Now, I mean, that's kind of a crazy thing to me. It's never seen these lows. That makes that stock worth about 28 cents right now. Because they did that reverse 20 to 1 split. I got so fortunate on that one. I sold when it was like at $24, and I think I only lost 25,000 on that. Which is kind of,
yeah.
Without, I mean, I'll never do a, I'll never do a for sure like company buying out another company, and
right.
Who would ever think that the government could go ahead and
that was based on that merger that never happened.
Yeah, they wouldn't let it go. I mean, obviously they'd let it go now. I would think. I mean, geez, as in San Diego, and they got 5 companies owned by the same company. I'm like, well, how does that work? Oh, Hertz owns us. I'm like, what? Hertz owns Enterprise, Dollar Thrifty, just all these different brands. I'm like, but needless to say, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, but that's how it is that they're all they allow that. But so what I see is I actually see that we're going to have a move upward, but I can't tell you when. I would be thinking we're going to go ahead and start down. But if we start up, then I would go ahead and possibly look at going ahead and trying to short. But I'd follow the app. I don't do anything without that app anymore. I really don't.
Right. Yeah.
I do have one trade out there, but I've been forcing myself to do 100% on the app. I got Johnson & Johnson long. I got a theory on that one, 5,000 shares, but there's a reason. Johnson & Johnson's vaccine actually comes from South Africa. So I have a theory that they're going to find out that Johnson & Johnson is 100% going to go ahead and protect against the South African variant, because that's where the Johnson & Johnson did their testing, to my knowledge. I mean,
effective.
Don't take what I'm saying. This is just a theory. But it had a nice move up today, hit 160, but then it kind of crumbled like everything else. But I was pretty much dead on. It was up $4 or $5 today. So
Well, yeah, and speaking of that, I think, where did I see it? So something about 74%. The Omicron or whatever variant found in 74% of samples in the South Africa in November. So even though it's that prevalent, you know, it's not like everybody's dying like when COVID first hit. So yeah, that's an interesting theory on Johnson and Johnson, and maybe it is protecting, or maybe it is reducing the effectiveness or the how bad the virus actually is. You know, maybe the vaccine is making it less deadly. That's not the right word, but less critical. So, because yeah, if you look at the 74%, you would think that that would be a much bigger story than it actually is. And maybe that is true for Johnson and Johnson. So interesting.
yeah, it's just a hunch. Sometimes, I mean, don't go spend a lot on your hunches.
We almost done.
Yeah.
Right.
So, actually, you know how much that hunch is costing me? I should say it's 50 contracts. It's $250. That's what you want to invest at a hunch, unless you're using the app. This is not a game. It's not gambling. It's not. This is your money. This is your wealth. So if you get an idea and you see potential in it, go small.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
excellent.
Well, thank you.
Yes. And thank you, Brian. Thank you for everything you're doing on the app. We'll try to promote it. Looks like things are going well. And I think I'm hearing a lot of good positive feedbacks on it.
Yeah. Yeah. For those of you using it, please go out to the Google store and rate it for me. Leave feedback. If there are things that you have questions on, things that aren't working, just reach out to me directly. But like I said, that feedback would help in the Google Play Store. So, and thank you. Still working. So.
Sweet. All right. We'll talk to you later, Brian.
Sounds good. Bye, everyone.